Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with a rushed episode of Car Rides with Schla. It's probably the worst timing ever, and in addition, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that went down there. It's pretty a shame. A lot of last minute things. But we're here, and we are hopefully okay. Hopefully. Oh my gosh. Just have a lot to think about right now. We don't have the transcript going yet, so my apologies. I don't really have as much of an incentive to talk a whole lot right now because that transcription isn't running, and I'm going to have to get that up and running, in time, but just not this second. I was just really rushed, the timing at the end of the day. Didn't really time it properly, but, I'm saying that, but I was only a minute and 20 seconds off. So, if it, when I'm not doing a good job timing-wise, it's like, compared to who, there's a lot of wiggle room there in terms of the median human. So yeah, it is what it is. Just gonna try to get my usual things done, the usual, and we'll go from there, I suppose. Yeah, just there. Looking good. It's going to take me a sec or two to lock in fully to the show, to the program, There's that. And then here is the other thing I need to grab. Alright, looks good. Alright. I think we got everything done there. Alright, now we can shut this thing down. Alright. Step 2. Getting let's actually lower a window. I know that will reduce recording quality, but you guys are just going to have to deal with that. Because I'd actually like some of these windows cracked. Honestly, I'm trying to do the ones not directly in front of me, so it's like a little bit better, but besides that, yeah, I just feel a little bit hot. I was running a lot there, so I think that's kind of why. Let me just get the transcript going, plugging that in. And transcript is now running. Sorry, quick explanation for the transcript side of things. The first 4 minutes and about 6 seconds of recording is lost to the transcript, but it's not really lost, right? It's still recorded, and we currently have the windows open. I'll probably shut them eventually, but just wanted to get some precious cool air in here, before we continue on our journey. But probably once we get to the highway, I'm assuming I'm going to have to shut it. I do have it on the opposite side of the car, so it shouldn't really be too obtrusive. But yeah, things aren't looking too great. They're not looking too hot. So that is something to keep in mind, I guess. And so, yeah, it's a just strange situation. It's a strange situation. I'm kind of rushed, so I'm sorry again for the actual recording. It's like we're 5 minutes in. I hope it sounded halfway decent. If it does, I'm kind of patting myself on the back there, because it's like the fact that I'm under a lot of stress, I'm rushed, and I'm trying to do a million things at the same time. And then it's like if the recording still turns out all right, that's like pretty cool. I think so, at least, you know, like I think that's pretty cool if I was able to still be able to somehow narrate myself on top of that. It's good training. Again, I don't know how well it turns out or anything like that, but yeah, it's good to note, I think. I definitely think so. Something good to take note of. And so, yeah. You know, it is what it is. And again, I apologize for the noise, but I'm really just trying to absorb as much cold as possible. You know, that's what I'm trying to do right now while I still can. Because once it gets on the highway, then the noise is going to be way too crazy, you know. But yeah, there's really some clutter going on. Like, I'm not going to get home for a while, because I didn't even get onto the road really yet. So that's kind of terrible, honestly. I don't know, it's weird. It's not usually this bad, but I figure just be patient. You know, I always just try to take things slow and simple or whatever, you know. There's no reason to be in a rush while driving. There's never a reason. People act that way, and they're kind of silly, you know. They're really not. It's really not a good way to act. I was a little nervous I had forgotten something, but I didn't. Because I was just in such a rush, you know, I get kind of concerned about that. But I think we're good. Getting some precious breeze in here. Again, my apologies for the noise. I mean, I have the driver's side window is still closed because I'm hoping that will help with the audio performance, kind of like striking a balance between the two. Me getting my precious cold air, but then, you know, I'm assuming the driver's window is like the most noise, but I guess we'll see how it turns out. I don't think I've recorded with the window open before, so I guess it's possible if this turns out to be a disaster, I'm just never going to do it again. But we're going to go for the close now because it's about that time. Yep, so everything's all closed. We got the cold air that we wanted, and everything looks good. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess I just hit a snag there, because now that we're here, everything seems pretty chill. At least for the time being, but that just could have been the pocket I opened up because I actually followed the light realistic. No, it looks pretty good. Yeah, so maybe it was just like a rocky start. Guess time will tell. You never know with these things. Anyways, we are free. We have lots of things to do this weekend, lots of stuff I want to get done, lots of things to attend to. And yeah, I guess it's pretty exciting. I'm hoping things go well. It should be a decent weekend. Should be a chance to breathe a little bit. And yep. We're just gonna have to keep going and see what's up. You know, keep trucking along, really. I don't know. I'm completely rambling at this point, as you can tell. I don't really have a whole lot to say conceptually. I think I did, but me rushing at the end there really threw things off, like, a lot. Like, that was not like a great thing. So just wanted to preface that. I know I had something to say, but to make up for it, to make up for my lack right now, I thought the walk switch law were pretty good. I did think the walk switch law were very, very good. And so there's not too much to complain about there. Just curious to check my, I wonder where it would be. Oh yeah, next, sir. Yeah, okay. No, we'll just keep that up. That's cool. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Oh boy, yeah, never mind. We're definitely hitting like clog. Definitely hitting clog. At least I'm sort of adapting to it. Like I could have started braking a little bit sooner, but I didn't because I was a little bit distracted toying around with my car. But that's okay. That's all right. I just like to really avoid braking, but I don't get to always do that, Here's someone trying to do some silly things in a Toyota Corolla. Like I said, I absolutely judge people who are pushing me around and getting into near accidents just because they're trying to get one car in front. I mean, it's like, what are we doing, people? Now, again, if that's someone with a very expensive car, then that's fine. I can live with that. If somebody has their super nice car that they want to, use. But if it's a Toyota Corolla, no. Slow down, man. You have better you have you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, these people. If you're going to drive like that, get a good job, get a good car, and show that you're prepared. Now, that logic actually doesn't even make that much sense, because there's probably a lot of rich people who are pretty bad at driving. You know what I mean? There's probably a lot of rich people who have nicer cars, and then, they could just smash them because there's no care, right? I mean, if, you get in an accident, so what? I'll just my insurance, It's really not that crazy. If you're rich, I always thought about this would be kind of funny. I don't know if you're allowed to do this. I've never thought. I actually thought of this a year ago, this idea. Thought of it a year ago. I've never done it. But as a rich person getting multiple car insurances, could you, as a rich individual, have 2 car insurances? So basically, in the event of an accident, you could, you would basically guarantee full coverage, because sometimes one insurance company won't give you enough money. So what if you're rich and you could get your car double insured? I think it's a cool idea. And actually, as a rich person, you're kind of being a good Samaritan, because the more people pay into these insurances, the lower the rates can be, obviously, because you have more people paying into them. So it's kind of like a double whammy there. I think that's pretty neat. I don't know, just my little 2 cents opinion that I have here. I don't know. Another question that I'm randomly thinking of, and I'm saying it in the hopes that I will remember, the new cars with the battery-powered keyless starting and stopping of the engine, does it actually reduce the amount of electricity used on the battery if the key is closer in proximity to the dashboard and or button when the start-stop button is pressed, or does it completely not matter? Because I'm kind of curious about that. I haven't thought of it before, but I wonder if it would actually decrease the battery's power slower as a result of, if you just held it up to the button every time. I mean, sure, it's like a pretty major inconvenience, but I wonder if it would drain the battery less, because maybe the battery has to undergo like a little bit more effort if the key is further in proximity from the dashboard. I'm not really sure. It's a tough call. It's certainly a tough call to make, But yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I guess what I wanted to talk about is more negative economic indicators. Like, they're talking about how there's a really high rate of car repossessions. It's the highest since 2009. So then I went on GPT and kind of looked up, okay, what ages is that? And it's mostly younger people who it's happening to. But, that's obviously an indication of things to come, right? Like, that's not a good sign that there's that many car repossessions. Some people still try to hold out like optimistic hope about things, and it's like, I don't know. It's really not looking good. And as I said in my last episode, think austerity for 2026. I mean, that's really going to be the winning prediction, I think. It's not going to be like a prosperous, bountiful year or anything like that. So if you had any plans for vacations or anything like that, I'd cancel them, because I don't think anybody's going to be doing much of anything. I still liked my idea of the slow decay, and I think we'll still see that, but I think we're going to see like a good amount of just like destruction. Like, we're really going to get like a load of destruction happening. So just grateful for what I have. Hopefully my job, I'll be able to keep it, and just at least have something, because I think it's going to get very rough. It's my initial prediction. So, yeah, I'm probably going to get home kind of late. Like, that minute might have made a huge difference. I got out like a minute late. Fortunately, I don't think it will matter. I'll end up with the time that I wanted. So we'll see how that turns out. But, yep. Not much else to it other than I'm just being OCD about my timing. I don't know. Kind of silly, but is what it is. But yeah, a lot of work to do this weekend, really. A lot of things to do and hopefully figure out. I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. Hope it can be relaxing, but we'll see. Just need to chill. Need to find peace. I think I find my peace, though, in these recordings, really. It's the recordings that I think are really have like a positive impact. Me being able to talk and all that. It's the recordings, I don't know where I'd be right now without. Oh, I just can't believe it. I mean, even now, it becomes like so second nature. For a while there, I don't even know, like, have I been talking? Have I not been talking? it just becomes so second nature that when I'm in the car, I'm doing my like narration of things. I mean, it's really become this thing it's just like, I don't even know. Now, of course, I was doing a lot of autopilot for the past few minutes, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But yeah, it really becomes second nature. Really becomes second nature. So I think that's very interesting. Yeah, wow, I guess I'm exhausted. I think that's the bottom line. It's been a strange week, because I didn't have my car. But in that sense, I sort of had a break from recording, somewhat. But it doesn't really make too much of a difference because I was still talking to the person I was carpooling with. So it wasn't like, I'm not sure. It wasn't like I got a mega break, and it was a full week of walk, switch, law. So, and actually the first week with the new mic and the setup, although on Monday, if you guys remember correctly, the second episode, well, the first episode is all messed up. It's like very staticky. And the second episode had to be recorded with the 16 Pro Max because the second episode had to be recorded with the 16 Pro Max because because I was updating the firmware and that whole thing, and that's all recorded, me complaining about that. So there still is one lingering episode with the bad mic. Is this really the first week with the... I guess it is. I guess this is the first week with the... Just feels pretty interesting. It's the first week with the Furball mic. I mean, I've gotten so accustomed to this guy. He's like my right-hand man at this point. Feels like it's been longer. Really does. It feels like it's been longer. Kind of zoning out. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I was talking about my Furball. Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting to think about. Yeah, I mean, it's been a success as I anticipated it would be. There's not too much surprising there. But it could be a good weekend. It could be, really. Hopefully put our best foot forward, and because my last couple have, needless to say, not been relaxing, and I'm not going to disclose why, but I mean, I could really, more than anything, just use some time just to relax, just to get some things done that I've been wanting to get done. That really would be a nice situation and scenario, It would really be something. Really would. I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful. I was gonna say that looked a little bit strange, but it's a police car. Yeah, I didn't know what it was doing there on that green grass plateau area. Thought like a car maybe had swerved off or something. I have no idea. Did lose my gear. That's kind of a shame. But it is what it is. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, no, I just get like weirded ever since those two things happened. Got pulled over like twice recently, both for like really. Well, the first one was fine, but the second time was like a fluke. Really, it was just like crazy. I'm like scared. Man, I don't know. It's kind of a shame because you know there's like drivers out there that really, I mean, I see them all the time, like they really need to be pulled over, and I don't think they are, and then you have me being all like crazy. Yeah, it's a shame, but it is what it is. I don't really like having that up. There we go. Well, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. There's not too much more to go. Yeah, I'm pretty worn out. I mean, luckily I got good sleep last night, so it was much better. Like the previous day, I didn't really get too good sleep, and it was such a long day. Today was pretty great, but I'm even now I'm starting to feel it. I think just mentally I'm very like not, you know what I mean? Like it's just so fortunate I'm gonna just be able to be home and finally get like a clear chance to relax, because basically all week I haven't. This whole week's just been like very one thing after another, you know, and I'm just so looking forward to the remainder of today and tomorrow and hoping that it ends up going well. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. I don't know. I'm randomly just thinking about math now, about how like I like math and I like percentages, and how honestly, do a majority of people just not really like math? I think that's completely possible. It's like really weird. Now math's not, I always say this, math isn't my forte, and I'm pretty like undereducated in math. Like I think my math skills could be a lot higher than they are. But you know, it's still something I really like. Like I really like numbers, but basic numbers, fun numbers. I think when it gets like crazy complicated, it's kind of like not too into that. But for the easy stuff, then yeah, it's cool. It's good. I wonder, I guess I could try to be in 6th. This gets a little bit weird here. Like I want to just do 45 in 6th, but probably can. I just get worried. I don't know what the oh, actually never mind. Yeah, that I should be fine because the speed limit's 40, so 45 is like totally fine. Oh, you know why? It's because people can, yeah, some people don't really go 40. So then you get stuck, but yeah, it's other people. That's what I forgot. It's not like, I forget why I like don't do that, and then that's why. It's because somebody in front of you, and then it really like gets stupid to have went up to 45 just to have to come back down. But I guess I should do it just because it's like usually a good idea. So I think too, if I'm not mistaken, the needle that reads on your car is lower than it actually is or something. So yeah, it should be fine. I don't know why I don't do that. But yeah, there's so much on my mind. I'm not gonna run. I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I really fought through that last week. Like I fought and I did run on Thursday. This week I just didn't, and I'm probably just not going to. I might on Sunday or something. I just can't do it. I'm really not making a ton of progress with that exercisey stuff like I wish I was, but it's just not happening. I'm not really sure why. It's a little bit of shame, you know. Definitely a shame, but it is what it is. What can you do, right? I don't know. I just know I'm not able to do it. Like I've always been like that. Like physically, I'm just not able to push properly in it. I feel like it holds me back as a person. It's so hard to cut through my brain. So we try our best, but I guess sometimes the best is just not enough. Really sorry. I think this episode's been horrible. That's my honest opinion. You want my honest opinion? This episode's been terrible. Just downright terrible. It's just downright terrible. I don't really know what else to make of it. You know, something, I guess I talk about it a lot, but, well, this is just what's coming to mind. I feel like I've said it a million times, but whatever. It's just the whole, like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps idea, and I just think it's so stupid. Like, there's so many things that that's just like terrible advice. I don't know. Because a lot of times, like, we're incarnate in these bodies, and it's so hard to determine whether a person's action is their own. I know recently, like, I've tried to think more about will and free will in regards to these things, but I just can't. It doesn't seem accurate at all. It seems so inaccurate that would be the case. I mean, a person's willpower is probably shaped by their genetics and their environment. And then it's like, so if somebody's weak-willed, it's like, is it really their own fault? Like, it's just such a hard thing to pinpoint. And I feel like so many people, like anybody I ever talk to, they're always like, statistics, they're no good. That's just a statistic. Like, what you really need is experience. And, that's like what I've been told my whole life. That, I've already said, seems stupid. And then the idea that, like, you can just elevate your free will and somehow do things and, like, be super motivated to just, like, muscle through it, that also just doesn't really make any sense to me. And I don't know. I'm very open to being wrong. Like, I'm open to it, but I just feel like I'm not really that wrong. It's just kind of like weird, It's like a weird circumstance where people have a bias towards a certain mentality, but it's like, it just doesn't seem to be the truth. Like, I don't know. I don't think free will, like, it's, and they say that is a motivating philosophy of, like, I guess a lot of positive aspects of humanity. So that's the thing that I guess I do see as being, the Renaissance, believing in free will, believing that we are in control. I guess it has positive effects, and that would, in my own kind of philosophy, I think when you see the thing that has the best outcome, that is typically the best belief. Whatever, it doesn't matter, that sort of proves its truth. If something is true, it's likely the thing that has the best outcome. I think it gets tricky, though. I do think it gets tricky, because believing in free will and thinking that that's the root of it all, it does lead to a lot of greedy people who probably wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the rest of the population being subservient anyway. So handing it out as advice as if it's a solution is a little bit silly, because they wouldn't even be in the positions that they are if everybody thought and acted like them. It's kind of crazy. It's this, like, conundrum and falsificity of competition. Anyways, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.